There is one question that almost no one dares to ask, and perhaps that single question is the only thing standing between you and the life you are meant to live. If everything changes, why do you always end up in the same place? Have you ever promised yourself that this time would be different, that you would never accept that relationship again? Never lose control again, never procrastinate again, never allow fear to dictate your decisions. Yet somehow, months or years later, you find yourself facing the exact same lesson. Different faces, different places, the same experience. You call it bad luck, you call it fate, you call it coincidence. But what if none of those explanations are true? What if there is an invisible law shaping your life every single day? A law so ancient that it was known long before modern psychology ever tried to explain the human mind. The Hermetic masters discovered something that is both unsettling and liberating. Most people believe they are making conscious choices. In reality, they are simply moving with an invisible pendulum. And until they recognize its movement, they mistake repetition for freedom. Look around you. Morning becomes night. Summer becomes winter. The tides advance and retreat. Your heart contracts and expands. Your lungs inhale and exhale. Everything in existence moves in cycles. Nothing remains still. Now stop looking at the world. Look at yourself. Some mornings you wake up convinced that your life is about to change. Your mind is clear. Your energy is high. Your discipline feels effortless. You make promises. You write goals. You feel unstoppable. Then, without warning, something shifts. The enthusiasm disappears. The discipline fades. The certainty becomes doubt. The same dream that inspired you yesterday suddenly feels impossible today. What happened? Did reality change overnight? Or did something inside you simply swing to the opposite side? Hermes Trismegistus taught that everything manifested in the universe moves between two poles. Matter moves, energy moves, thought moves, emotion moves, desire moves. Even your sense of identity can move if you allow it. This is the principle of rhythm. Most people never notice it. They don't realize when the pendulum begins to swing. And because they don't see it moving, they believe they are the movement itself. That is where inner slavery begins. You think you are your anxiety. You think you are your anger. You think you are your fear. You think you are your excitement. But none of those states are truly you. They are temporary visitors passing through your consciousness. There is a profound difference between experiencing an emotion and becoming controlled by it. Almost nobody is taught that difference. Instead, we are taught to obey whatever we happen to feel. If we feel motivated, we work. If motivation disappears, we stop. If confidence appears, we take action. If fear appears, we retreat. Little by little, our identity changes according to our emotional weather. A person whose identity changes every day can never build an unshakable life. Carl Jung once wrote that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Perhaps that is one of the most dangerous sentences ever written, because it destroys the comforting illusion that life is simply happening to you. Instead, it suggests something far more uncomfortable. The force controlling your future may already exist inside your own mind. Think about your own life. How many times have you repeated the same mistake with different people? How many times have you changed jobs but found the same conflicts? How many times have you escaped one situation only to recreate it somewhere else? The scenery changes. The lesson remains. Because consciousness has not changed. The world cannot reflect a different reality to someone who insists on carrying the same identity. This is why some people grow older without ever becoming wiser. Years pass, the body changes. Time leaves its marks. But consciousness continues, reacting exactly as it did decades before. They are not climbing, they are revolving. They are not evolving, they are simply completing another circle. There is an enormous difference between living in circles and growing in a spiral. A circle always returns to the same place. A spiral also returns. But every return happens from a higher level of awareness. The event may look familiar, but you are no longer the same person experiencing it. That is real evolution. Perhaps the challenge you are facing today is not new at all. Perhaps life has patiently been presenting the same lesson over and over again, not to punish you, but because you have not fully seen it yet. This realization changes everything. The universe is not against you. It may simply be waiting for you to awaken. There is another trap hidden inside modern life. Our culture celebrates emotional extremes. The louder your outrage, the more attention you receive. The greater your excitement, the more people applaud. The stronger your emotional reaction, the more visible you become. Without realizing it, we begin to believe that intensity is the same thing as depth, but it is not. A fire that burns too fast also burns itself out. The same pendulum that carries someone into overwhelming excitement will eventually carry them toward exhaustion. The greater the swing in one direction, the stronger the return in the opposite direction. Not because the universe is punishing anyone, but because rhythm is simply doing what rhythm has always done.